is Lindy from Love Create Celebrate. Welcome back to our channel where we share all of our DIY and home renovation videos. Today's video is another DIY dollar store challenge. In this video, I'm going to be transforming some dollar store items into beautiful home decor. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any future DIY or dollar store videos. And it's your chance to share your dollar store creations as well. If you made a dollar store DIY video, please link it. There will be a playlist in the description below, hosted by my friend Colleen Pasteur, who is also my co-host for this challenge. If you are not following Colleen, definitely go check out her page. She has so many great dollar store DIYs. And as you guys know, dollar store DIYs are some of my favorite to do, so I'm doing another one today with some home decor that anyone could use to decorate their space. For my first DIY today, I'm going to use a couple of different bowls that I picked up at the Dollar Tree to make one of the pedestal bowls that I've seen on a bunch of different home decor sites. For this DIY, I basically just wanted to glue these two bowls together, stacking them on top of each other. They were the perfect size and shape for this, so I went about using the very end of my E6000 to add glue to the bottom bowl, and then I put the two bowls together. Then I pulled out this black textured spray paint, which I used because I thought the texture might give it a little bit more of an organic feel and help it to not look like it was plastic underneath. It took about 3 light coats of spray paint to get a really nice finish on all sides. I love how this piece came out. To me, it doesn't feel like a dollar store piece at all. I especially love the texture of that top bowl and how the textured spray paint went on it. I think it looks much more organic, doesn't look like a DIY, and you could fill this with some plants or some decor, and I think it would look beautiful in a whole lot of spaces. My next DIY for today involves these little cardboard boxes that you can find at Dollar Tree or Dollarama, and some of these small wooden dowels that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I love having decorative pieces for my shelf styling, and when I saw these boxes, I knew that they were the right size and shape for my styling. They just needed a little bit more character. So my plan here was to cut all of these dowels down to size with my side cutters and have them wrap all the way around the box so that the bottom and the top of the box were around the same level, and it looked very intentional and gave it some texture and some style. I used side cutters for this because I wanted to show some DIYs that you can do without power tools, but honestly I probably would have preferred to use a power tool to get some straighter cuts at the bottom. My next step was to glue all these little dowels onto the box, and for this I used my favorite craft glue called 3-in-1, which I will link in the description, and attached all of these dowels onto the side. You can see while I'm gluing them that the tops are not all level, so the pieces with the side cutters got cut at slightly different sizes, and I definitely planned to sand that down after because I couldn't leave it looking that messy. So I used some sandpaper and a sanding block and just went across the top of all the rows until I felt like they were nice and even and smooth. In the future, I probably would cut these a little bit longer and sand everything down equally, or I would use power tools in the shop to cut them all at a nicer length. Once I was happy with how the bottoms all sat nice and level, I gave everything a coat of glossy white spray paint. really happy with this final piece. I love the texture that the dowels add and that kind of fluted look on the side. I think it all came together really nicely and it's functional. I've got some office supplies in there. It still works as a box and looks pretty. My third DIY involves this wooden, I think it's a shelf piece that I got at Dollarama, and I just loved the curves on it. It's so hard to recreate curves like that, so I bought it and I figured I'd be able to do something fun with it. I decided to use our table saw to cut off the small end pieces, and when I cut those off, it created two kind of trays with curved edges. Once I had them cut, they really looked to me like a more modern version of those farmhouse style pedestals that you see on people's counters and shelves. So I decided to run with that idea. I stained the first one with a walnut stain and left the other one natural, and then I put varnish on both of them to protect them in case any water got on them from plants, for example. I was really happy with how this one turned out. I will definitely be using it on shelves and countertops, and here's a couple examples of how you can style it. And it was such a quick and easy DIY project. Honestly, anybody could do this if you found a piece like this in your local dollar store. This fourth project is barely a DIY, but I found this glass vase at Dollarama and I had already seen someone else paint one of these and it turned out amazing. I will link her page here and in the description, but Nancy used a light paint color on her vase and it turned out fantastic. I am using black on mine because we all know how much I love black decor, but both look amazing and I might go back to the store and buy another one. I am going to show you my fifth DIY project and then I'll show you how both turned out. This final project involves a couple sets of these wooden dowels that I picked up. I love having different types of sculptures on my shelves, but they can be very expensive, so anytime I can DIY one, I try. So here I am playing around with the dowels to see what kind of sculptural shape I can get. Once I was happy with the shape, I decided on a length, which was 4.5 inches, and I cut 6 of these wooden square dowels down to 4.5 inches long. For my design to work, on all sides there's going to be 3 overlapping dowels. So I decided to just go ahead and mark those 3 dowels on each piece in the centers so that I would know where I wanted to line up the pieces as I was gluing them together. Once I had all the centers marked, I got to work gluing everything together with some wood glue. This took a little bit of effort and I highly recommend some of these mini clamps if you're going to do a wood project like this because it just makes life so much easier. But once I had everything in position and glued, I let it dry overnight. I also really recommend wiping all of your wood glue off right away. I tried to do that, but I did miss a few pieces, and when you don't wipe wood glue and you stain later, it's really visible. So like I said, I decided to stain my sculpture. I started with a color called Golden Oak, which is a really pretty color, but had a little bit too much orange and yellow coming out for me. So I did a second coat with a white pickling stain, and what that does is just kind of tone down the undertones, and it gave me a softer colored stain that I really loved. Here's how those final 2 projects turned out. I once again love both of these. I definitely can see myself using this sculpture in a bunch of my future staging videos. And for the vase, I used a matte black spray paint, and I just love how it came out. What do you guys think of the projects? I know I loved them. They're some of my favorite ones I've done to date, although I think I say that every video. If you liked these projects, let me know in the description below. Let me know which one was your favorite. And if you're gonna recreate any of them, I would love to see that too. Always tag me here or on Instagram. I love seeing what you guys make. Don't forget to check out Colleen's video and the rest of the playlist, which is linked in the description box. I can't wait to watch what you guys made. Thanks so much for joining another DIY dollar store challenge. If you want to link your video, the next dollar store video is going to be on September 18th. So mark that in your calendars and make sure you join us and link your video for that one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, hit the bell so you don't miss out on future DIY and dollar store videos. Thanks for watching.